I'm Dr. Stephen Ross, and I have the fortunate opportunity to speak to physicians and the general public all over the world about genetics, and especially about one particular genetic test called pharmacogenetics. Pharmacogenetics is a simple test that's done by swabbing the inside of your cheek, sending that sample into the lab, and the report comes back for you and your physician to determine how you metabolize certain medications and whether they're effective and safe for you based on your genetics. Safe and effective medication is what we're looking for. It's what we're striving for. Unfortunately, over 400,000 individuals die from what's called an adverse drug event every single year in the United States alone. It's the fourth leading cause of death in the U.S., just after cancer, and sixth in the world. And this is preventable. Pharmacogenetics can determine what drugs are effective for you and safe for you, as well as what your dosage is appropriate based on your genetics. I also get an opportunity to speak about something that I really enjoy talking about, and that is patients' response or patients' cases. I see hundreds and thousands of responses from patients that have taken a pharmacogenetic test and it saved their lives. One particular story I love to share that really impacts the audience, and impacts me too, is a story about this man whose father had a heart attack at the age of 56. His father was being treated for high cholesterol and various other cardiovascular conditions with different medications. Unfortunately, it really wasn't working too well. So this man, his son, decided he was going to get some blood tests himself and determine whether he's on that path or not. And lo and behold, at the age of 26, he had a really high cholesterol level. It was 285 to 300 all the time. His good cholesterol was low, his low cholesterol was high. He was destined for the same predicament that his father went through. His father had a second heart attack, multiple medical procedures, quad bypass, and at the age of 72 he died. And this was preventable. It wasn't until years later and trial and error that his son, this individual we're talking about, was on different medications for his cholesterol. And unfortunately, they didn't work for him. Not only did it not decrease his cholesterol level and increase his good cholesterol, but it also caused an adverse drug event. It caused muscle spasms and pain in his joints, and he hated it. So he got rid of those medications and kept trying another one, and finally he just gave up. He tried different diets, red rice yeast, different supplements. Again, nothing was changing his cardiovascular profile. So he felt like he was on the same path that his father was, until his physician, a cardiologist, recommended to him that he do a pharmacogenetics test. The test came back positive for a couple of genes that were mutated or changed. And as a result of those mutations, he was not able to metabolize any of these medications that he had been prescribed for decades. So his doctor prescribed a medication that was appropriate for his genetic profile. And 2 months later, he had his blood test done, and lo and behold, he was shocked, to say the least, as was his physician. His total cholesterol went from 285 to 136. His high-density lipoproteins, the good ones, those shot up above normal levels. The bad cholesterol, or the low-density lipoproteins, dropped to a really negative number, a very safe and effective number. His chances of dying of a heart attack or stroke before this was 24% over the next 10 years. It now dropped to 7.3% chance of having a heart attack or stroke in the next 10 years. Needless to say, he was thrilled about the results, and obviously his family was excited, ecstatic, because now they felt that he was going to have a much better and healthier and vibrant life than his father. What's really exciting about this story, and why I tell this like I do, is because this story is about me. It's my story. That was my father, who died too young. And it was preventable. It was preventable. Don't let this happen to you. Don't let this happen to your loved ones. Get a pharmacogenetics test today and get one for your loved one. Start it as early as possible. You can do this test in infancy, at birth, because your genes do not change. and God forbid you need to take medications or your child needs to take medications, you will know and your physician will know what's safe and effective for you based on your genetics. It's the right medication in the right dosage the first time. Take advantage of this new medicine, genetics, and get yourself a pharmacogenetics test today. Don't lose out on this opportunity that I did.